the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shitty, my bros raw. No breaks, we go, 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 go. Throw shade, that's a no, no, no. Go high, go low, low, low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 504. Ball like AD24. No sleep, me more, more, more. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I'm a real one, my day ones. Try speak up, can't say none. Try dig dirt, there ain't none. I make the money that save up. 10 to 80, my savings. Take to the top on the basement. New car, race on, fast lane. With the booyah, that's a flex. Not a human, I ain't from another planet. I'ma teleport, might vanish. I'ma wake up, do damage. Jordan number 7, he's bored though. Working all night, need more though. I remember nights I was poor though. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Good morning. It's Friday. Now, why didn't I play my Duckery Friday music? I was going to play it, and I might still play it. I'm Teddy, and yeah, we are here again on RunTellThatToo on a Friday. It is the 23rd of January. Yeah, I wanted to come live for this Duckery Friday. It is bone chilling cold outside. I think it's maybe 4 degrees here where I am, and the snow has fallen, and more is supposed to come on Sunday. I think it is. So, yeah. I don't know if you're in a part of the country where the weather is the biggest story, but there is a large storm that's coming probably your way if you are in the Midwest and East. I see. Good morning, Love Win says happy Duckery Friday, and happy Duckery Friday to you, along with Junebug says good morning, Teddy and the Bear Cave. Yeah. Is it cold where you are? LaDonna says it feels like 30. That's with the wind chill factor. Yeah, you know what? Let's while I'm here, why don't I just start with this, and maybe we can get into some of the protests and things that are going on today. See if I can move this over. Let's see. At least look at some of the headlines. And there is a lot of news. Let's see. But I said I wanted to talk about the weather. Is everyone good this morning? Let's see. You know, this front page news has been changing in the last half an hour. Let's see what's going on. Oh, these are top stories. I want the main page. Yeah, this is the one that I want, if it'll come on. Let's see if this one. There we go. And now I'm not looking at the screen. Let's see if we can do that here. Yeah, we'll just leave that up for a moment. What to expect from this weekend extreme winter storm? What can you expect? Let me just pull it up on my side. That's before we get into like immigration and protests. Let's see if we can track this massive storm. So, I guess you can if you have
play a
seen it.
factor in the things that are worrying me.
Wait a minute.
So,
That's a
as a
commercial.
meteorologist, the thing
Oh no, she's giving a long talk. Meteorologist Angela Fritz, but I just want to look at what to expect from this weekend. Experts are breaking down one of the most menacing winter storms in years. So if you haven't gone out, and I'm definitely going to by tomorrow morning, get out and make sure that I have groceries and I don't have to be out in that weather that I think is coming our way. Now, but let me just go back. It says looming winter storm that will stretch over 2,000 miles from Texas to New England. This monster storm is due to hit millions across America or the US with catastrophic ice and snow. Yeah, widespread. 2/3 of the US population is facing down a monster winter storm with extreme cold. The storm's snow and ice will stretch over 2,000 miles from Texas to New England as it tracks east through the weekend. Crippling ice accumulations will weigh down and drop power lines and trees in the most serious icing zones. I know Michigan, we definitely get ice. I've seen, power lines down for, many times. Hundreds of thousands could lose power for some days. It will pose more than likely a, let me see, I'm just trying to move this, flights. So if you are traveling this weekend, hundreds of flights have already been canceled ahead of the storm, and travel will be difficult to impossible on roads across storm's footprint. And there will probably be in some cities emergency, where you have to move your car from the street. I know they have that here in certain zones. And in addition to that, more than half of all Americans will experience sub-zero wind chills in the next week. Extreme cold will lock snow and ice in place and leave those without power shivering for days. Let's see. Here's the 3-day forecast. In some places, like New York, in that area, Upper Plains, can get up to 3 feet of snow. And it's showing 6 to maybe 10 inches here in Michigan in some parts. Wow. And we already have a foot on the ground. But that's been cleared, from a lot of the freeways and highways. Yeah. D for document was signed by DR. What do you? I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm just seeing this at the bottom. Are you talking about the document I mentioned last? Oh, okay. There we go. I'm sorry. I was looking at the other screen, focusing on the news. Good morning to the wise owl. Daniel Robertson signature was on the document. You're talking about the contract, I think. So I just want to make sure there were which document? Are you talking about the contract? No, I'm saying it was signed by Daniel Robertson. Yep, that name. That name was signed on the contract. All right, so the legal representative or signature signing that contract. Well, she has been signing with, that pseudonym for some time. My understanding, and it's just on the surface right now, when somebody signs, even if it's fake, I think that is a contract. However, I'm not a lawyer and how it all works, but Danielle Robertson is not her legal name, and the signature, if it was that electronic one, that one has been signed before. Yeah. hmm You don't think it's her real name? Well, can I show you again? Uh, let's see. It is not her legal name. At least that's how she responded. In my case, ECF 28 and ECF 74. Let's see if we can pull it over real quick. I had it up last night. Well, that's no problem. I can get it on. I can bring it up. Here we go. Let me come into the screen. So this is from ECF 74. This was filed on September 25th, and it's referring back to ECF 28. All right. This is the order directing alternate service. So there was an order for alternate service to serve her by her email. And on the first page in this footnote, it says Robertson made a special appearance as Jane Doe, stating that Daniel Robertson is not her legal name. ECF number 28, page ID 183. For the sake of clarity, the court will refer to the defendant as Robertson. So she herself in legal documents has said that is not her legal name. And I was pointing that out last night to say, well, at least, could that have been, brought up as, at least say, hey, what do you think about this? She's in a federal case and she herself has said that's not her legal name. At least the judge would have been able to think about that. I don't know what he would have done about it, but it would have raised the issue in terms of, is this valid or not? At least he could have explained to say, yeah, this is still valid, and or who is this Daniel Robertson that you are using in this case? Accountability. Like right now, Your Honor, this person who signed the contract, did you know that there is a court order that has asked for her true identity? That right now, this is not her identity. And a federal judge has ordered that she give her legal identity. And this has been going on, Your Honor, for at least since November the 3rd. And she's missed a date. And she missed another date. And she missed just recently, January the 5th, Your Honor. And now she's swearing, or whoever is swearing, yeah, I know I'm in a legal battle with this person, but let's take a look. Can we look at it? It would have at least put it on his mind. It's like, here's a receipt. Here's an exhibit. Here is my, CCB. This person has a history. So why should we believe this? Or at least let's talk about it. While maybe somebody was sending in documents to the court. I don't know. I'm just saying. This is facts. She has said that is not her legal name, Your Honor. So why did she sign it as such? Can we get your legal name? I understand they're looking for your legal name. Is that your legal name? What is your name? At least some other court would have been able to ask her, And I know you've been reading my case, but I have said there's a lot in my case. And there is nothing boring about this case because right now, look at that. So anyway, appeal away. Yes, you have. She did say that. Yes, that was good. I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm just reading some comments. And good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, we can switch it up right now. Yeah. So the reason that I focus on anybody's case is only about this individual and their behavior, their pattern. So I can point to something later and say, you know what? She is also involved here or there. Anytime I see Daniel Robertson right now on anything that's supposed to be legal, any court, that matters to me because she's the defendant in my case. I'm not focusing on the plaintiffs in the case. I'm just focusing on saying, wow, look at the history. Look at what's going on with this person. She's crisscrossing the United States involving, and she still remains anonymous, non-compliant. And she's moving about the country, arguing with other courts. Yeah, I know there's things as due process, but was she the plaintiff? No, I don't think so. But I don't know your case number. I haven't looked at it. This person has a pattern, a history of evading the court. You can go to this. This is not fake. The judge put it in there in multiple ECFs. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. So back to this. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer. So, because I am not a contract lawyer, I'm not any kind of lawyer. I'm just saying that would have been something to have a discussion with and say, hey, can I just, can we just talk about just this one thing, especially since it was about the contract and you proving. And if the judge said to you, well, it's hers, and if he gave you an opening to say, why isn't it, or you know you could have come back and said, voila, I question it because I question her legal name. And she even said that's not her legal name. Fair use commentary. You can't strike me for this. This is a court, this is live right now, an open case. ECF 74. And we can go to others. As a matter of fact, we could go to her EC. Let's see. That is page ID 183, ECF number 28. Let's see if I can pull it to find out what else she was saying around that. Yeah, let me take you off the screen for just a second. And I think I did. And let's throw this up for a minute. And I just want to let's throw this cover up real quick. How about my phone booth? Is that a cover? No, that's background. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to pull it up. And I know how she might, try to spin things. You're working with this. No, I'm just talking about my case. And I'm pointing out something here. Okay, ECF 28 was her motion to dismiss. I think it was the first time she challenged. Let me open it up. Because she was challenging service and saying that's not her legal name. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me just see. I'm going to pull that over. Page ID 183. And hang on. 181. Oh, here it is. I just wanted to find it on the page. Let's take this off and blow it up. This is ECF 28, and she filed this May the 7th, 2025. So it was her first response, and this was her motion to special appearance motion to set aside default, motion to dismiss, motion to quash, and motion for protective order. So let's go to 183, and it was, by the way, 36 pages, and 183 is right here. Moreover, service must be made to the individual's legal name. In Exhibit 1, plaintiff herself acknowledges that the undersigned is anonymous and not legally known as Danielle Robertson, the name used on the summons. But let's see where she says. Wait a minute, I'm just scanning. And not legally known as Daniel Robertson, the name used on summons. Mhm. So that was how she first started off. When she first responded, that's not my legal name. Plaintiff knows that that's not my legal name. Yeah. And it's throughout, this was just the first filing. It's throughout here. It's been part of her argument, and she continuously comes, back and forth with this special appearance as, it has changed over time and goes back. The undersigned appears under special appearance as a Doe defendant, improperly named in this lawsuit as Daniel Robertson. So it's throughout this lawsuit. I'm improperly named, she says. That's not my legal name. The judge has seen that. Yeah, it's threaded throughout here. She says that's a stage name. And the judge, over time, since May of 2025, has learned that she has multiple aliases, multiple addresses, and now multiple times that she has not complied. And why? The order is for her legal name. That's the issue right now. That is holding us up right now, is her legal name. Can't stress it enough. Yeah. Can't stress it enough. It's about her name. It's about her identity. It's about her anonymity. And it's about her weaponizing the name Danielle Robertson, and you can go into the filings, as a legal name when it's convenient on documents when she files things. But it's like, okay, but that's not my name. So the plaintiff has not served me because that's not my name. But you're using that name. And that was my argument early on. And why I responded to compel this individual, you know, for their legal name, so that I can say, okay, we can put it on the document. We've got the right person. It's legal now. And as long as she can, evade not giving her name, she knows that this is an important step in the threshold, standing in the way. So she herself is holding up progress. The defendant is withholding information that the court has ordered 3 times. And that could be pointed out, not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's current. Do you know, Your Honor? Again, there's a federal court. She's in cases. She filed a case against me in California and dropped it after 2 weeks. She did this, she did that. Did you know? So at least it would cause pause. She signed a contract with, it's not her name. It's not her legal name. Now, I don't know what it means in terms of, if this is still valid, but it's an issue that could have been challenged and raised, and at least the judge could have explained it by law, what it means there in Texas. No, I'm dealing with this defendant who is non-compliant. And yes, anywhere that she goes in front of a judge, if her name is mentioned in a case, if it's on a contract, if it's anything legal, and I find out about it, it just, as long as she's non-compliant, it just goes to further support, I won't tell you, but yeah, that she's concealing her legal name, that she doesn't want to be found out, that she's doing things, legally that are impacting others' court decisions based upon what could potentially have nullified. But again, I don't know. Yeah. So show up for court. So, yeah. Let's see. Let me read some of your comments. And you can hear it. I mean, it's dragging out. And it will be February soon, God willing. Let me get rid of this on my other screen. Hang on. So I can see your screen. And let's take this down. Let's just get rid of this. Give me a sec. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think now? Yeah. So let me go to the comments. I see many of you who are coming in, and let me read through some of these comments just to see what you think about this. And even Maggie, thank you for coming by and putting that there. So she signed. Did you see her signature? And compare it. One is electronic, the other one looks like it was a hand signature. I can't be sure of that. Also, while I got you here, I mentioned she has multiple aliases. She has used Williams before on takedown notices for me. She has used Wilson before. She has used Macy Thomas. I can't even tell you how many names. She's been a male. She's been Malcolm. I can't tell you how many male names have been used to take down my videos, but it's all been her. Yeah, that's facts. So, yeah. What is this? She sure did say it is not her name. I don't know if the contract is void or not, how it all works legally, but did she say? Again, I don't know. Good morning to Jennifer. It's still morning. She is lying in one court or another because she is a fraudster. She can say, oh, that's defamatory. I have too many times, Danielle, when your own writings and your own videos have said, I lie and I get away with it. And I'm going to remain anonymous and I don't care. And 2 F's to YouTube and anyone else. So I don't know. Let's go up. Because I'm not going to get on here and say something that's going to be defamatory. I'm not. Defamation is a lie with intent for malice. No, I'm not going to be lying on you, Danielle. I've got receipts. Happy Duckery Friday. Let's get past. Hey, to my moderators, Vicky Black and Baby Juju. Here, we've got Joanne, Love Wins. Nice to be in sunny California. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. We got V Love. Fair use commentary. Just going through these real quick. Hopefully everyone stays warm. You can email me right now at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. This is where you first came in. Yes, and so you've answered that question. What's the contract? Has she ever acted as a authorized agent using Danielle Robertson's name too? I know aliases, but that would be new. That's probably not the case. Okay, let's see. Yep. So we know what document. Okay, so the transfer contract and the lawsuit she filed against you was signed by her. So she does a temporary transfer of ownership or dual ownership for use of music. So there's a song out there. I don't even know. There's a song out there someone created. Yeah, same signature. I don't think no, it's not a real name. Nope. This woman is Yeah, that's why when I heard you, it's like, that's not her name. She said it is not her name. Exactly. This whole thing. I don't know what part of it is legal or not. Again, I am not a lawyer. I am simply pointing out what she herself has said in legal documents and now is part of my case. But yes, she signed herself, not indicating it was a pseudonym on the contract. So I mean, the lawyer, I'm sorry, the judge is looking at it. He's think it's valid. The person is saying, "Yes, I swear this is." So he doesn't know. He hasn't asked about it. So, you know, he can't. Hey, do you think he's going to go through line by line and say, "Is that your signature? Is that, right now?" He might be waiting for, the other side to challenge it. I don't know, during the hearing. hmm Yeah. So if it's not her legal name, you might want to contact an attorney and see if the contract is void or not. And if you can bring it up. Yes, she definitely, I don't know. I can't say myself what's void. I can just tell you that's not her legal name. Does it void the contract? I don't know. It might. How can she appear as Jane Doe, then sign with a name? So she states it. She's using that as a special appearance, and then over time she's explained, well, that's my stage name, and that's what I use. All right, so that's your stage name. Now, for legal purposes, we need your legal name to be on this, not a stage name. Because one stage name to the next. No, legal name is, there's reasons. It has to do with what? Service and jurisdiction. And that's what she's arguing. So again, it's like she's saying, but that's not my legal name. And then she says, serve me. Well, you get served. Well, you didn't serve me properly. Why didn't I serve you properly? Because that's not my legal name. Okay, let's talk about jurisdiction. I live here. I live there. You can't find me anywhere. You haven't served me. It's just a moving target. Yeah. So, obstruction, I don't know what to call it. I can definitely say a lack of cooperation. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that was a good one. All right. Jennifer says, if it's not her legal name in Teddy's case, is not her legal name in Maggie's case, is not her legal name in Kimmy, it's not her legal name. No matter where she goes, you can use that. Yeah, which means she falsified a document if she's going on and saying, this is my legal name. Did she say, I'm representing myself through a pseudonym? I have a business or I don't. Yeah, questions that could have been asked, especially in contract law, which I don't know. Maggie, make use of all evidentiary documents and dates available to you in your appeal. Absolutely. In one court, it's not her name. In another court, she uses it as her name. And that's why the judge in my case said magistrate and district judge. Yeah. She wants to have it both ways. This defendant wants to have her cake and eat it too. My words. As a sword and a shield, there are laws for that. And the judge cited it in her response. And that's why identify your legal name. She's trying to hide behind all kinds of excuses. She's concealing information that the court needs right now. Good morning. Dropping the tea. Soon will be noon. And don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you'd like to be notified, then subscribe to RunTellThatToo and make sure all notifications are turned on. We've got V Love, Junebug, Maggie. Please preserve the original contract that was presented in court in case they make changes after the fact, knowing that you're planning to appeal. And when was that contract signed? And what do you know about that? You know, as part of the whole strategy planning, they knew, somebody knew that they needed to, intercept or present, she says that if she ever gets before a judge, that's any court, that she's going to be persuasive. She said she's been able to persuade people all her life. She's a specialist in this, right? So it's nothing for her to lie. It's nothing for her to put something in front of a judge, a court, and say it's legal or not. I don't know what she said exactly, but this is not new. This is nothing surprises me. It's routine. This is Danielle Robertson, period, with receipts. In most states, providing a fake name in any lawsuit is a crime, whether it be a misdemeanor or a felony. It would give the person a criminal record. I don't know. Right now, everyone knows that's not her legal name. And so far, it's not, it hasn't moved the needle that much, except there's been an order. I'm talking about on her part. Yeah, the courts are doing, let's see. Sharon's Kitchen. Sharon Kai Kitchen. If the case is that the defendant provided a fake name, it could definitely result in criminal. I don't know. Again, all comments and opinions and a judgment for the plaintiff. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Stage name. That's right. Whether or not it makes them legal or not, I really don't know. I haven't seen the contract. And what did the person actually testify to and say? But this is what my point is. These are questions. One question could have been raised around that name. Even if it turns out, all right, it's valid. Raise it, get it on record, get her name there. Danielle Robertson did this or that, testified to this or that in front of this judge. I think that if someone else, John Doe, is receiving money from the Cash App, it needs to be investigated how she gets that money and if she has paid taxes on it. Well, we can't even get through the door, and not yet. I simply do not believe that her name or some way that money isn't getting to her. Now, prove me otherwise. I can have my own thoughts. And I tell you what, I actually have receipts just waiting where she says that's my Cash App. She's been, she's had that Cash App since 2021. And she said a whole lot of things way before this lawsuit. Cash App, thanking people for the Cash App, anniversary, my Cash App, putting it up. And now suddenly it's all John's money. I don't have anything to do with it. And then it turns out that John and Jane know each other. And yes, she has access to the Cash App, to look at it. Come on, give me a break. Please. but we're not at that point. Yeah, it was premature. Yeah, that's another issue. Right now, it's getting beyond this. So, and again, I don't know what's going to happen in my case. Let me just slow down. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what the law is. I just know that it's probably getting a little bit frustrating. But we're going to continue. Yeah. Because what's frustrating about it is seeing that someone knows what they're doing, manipulating and using the system to their advantage to evade. This is not the first time that they've, put their name, a name on a legal document, or called and said, I'm someone's niece, or called a hospital and said, I'm this person or that person. I'm Lori Davis. I'm this, come on. She has so many names, so many aliases on documents. Yeah. To her advantage. Yeah. Trust and believe that she's going to get pinged the next time she goes live. I have no idea because, one, honestly, I'm not, I know what pinging is. Yeah. Is she using her computer? Is she using a phone? What is she using? Yeah. She's very good at this hiding. She already knows about that. So she has taken steps already. She said she'll never be caught. Never. Never. And then one time she did say, if a couple of things, if someone gets close, she's going to disappear. If they find someone who is on the account, they are going to deny her. They're not even going to know who she is. And that seems like a great story, in theory, because she's anonymous. So that person can lie too. That person doesn't exist. Can be one of, thousands of people. Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work. But if they can find somebody out in a cabin in the woods way up north, hiding up in New York, Maine, or Connecticut, and in the middle of nowhere, and they can find where they are eventually. I think they can get a breakthrough and find somebody if they're in an apartment or in a basement, making calls through burner phones and switching VPNs and all of that. Yeah. What is this about Dr. Seuss? That is allegedly, and I bet you she's listening now. When she said she should be involved in her studies. I don't know what she's doing because I don't know who she is. And anything she says, I don't believe it. Pretty much. When it's something, no, no, I don't believe everything she says. That is allegedly an account used on Twitter, at least at one time, by the avatar All About the Tea. The Dr. Seuss account, I guess. I don't know. I know that All About the Tea had the same registered agent at one point. she still, or whoever that company is, may still have the same one at the time that Danielle Robertson was using that registered agent. And interestingly enough, I won't say anymore, there might be a few folks that are using the same registered agent somewhere else. Well, somebody has to take the fall. I don't know. VPNs won't work against the feds. And you know what? I don't know about the other case. Today is the 23rd. Has anyone heard from Kimmy? It's Friday. She may come on and give us an update. Maybe someone responded. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter which device she uses. They'll ping her. Remember that this is federal. Well, somebody has to take the fall, and I think we read that same registered agent for lots of LLCs. And again, we're only going to talk about facts. We're not going to talk about anything that, I think she could strike me on here. This is my commentary. I'm not, no. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was planning to talk about Naima Levy Armstrong, who is the activist that was arrested yesterday. The one that led the protest there in Minnesota. Well, they've arrested her. And where did I put her picture? And I was going to also, for educational purposes, educate myself and maybe others. And let's look at one of her pictures, who she is. Okay. And here's her other picture. I don't know if I can do them side by side. But yes, that's her jumpsuit picture. Arrested. She's an attorney. She is a longtime activist in that Minnesota area, from George Floyd to many others. Yeah. She went to, I believe, USC. Let me turn down my phone. And if I had it, let's see if I still have it up. Yeah. She was born, she's 1976, an American lawyer, social justice activist. She was president of the Minneapolis chapter of the NAACP from 2015 to 16. She's led a variety of organizations. She was a professor at the Law University of St. Thomas in Minneapolis. So she has a long history, even though she's, 49 years old, from Jackson, Mississippi. She's married with 5 children. Okay. And I thought, you know what? I could learn a little bit more about her and how this is going to take shape. Or is it taking shape? Plus, there's supposed to be today. Let's see. Go back to it. On ICE, there's a policy that now allows officers to enter homes without a judge's warrant. In Minnesota, there's supposed to be an economic blackout. It's planned to protest ICE as immigration crackdown fuels tensions today. Along with, I talked about the storm. There's a lot of news here. Yeah. But that's her. And yeah. Let's go back to what we were talking about real quick. Throw this. Yeah, where are my Duckeries? I guess I could play that. Where is it? Where is it? Hang on. All right. So back to this. So I'm rushing through a lot of it. Okay. A judge refused to sign off on the arrest of Don Lemon. And I believe, Jennifer is saying, I believe she will also be released without charges. Probably so, yeah. She can then sue the federal government. The right racially targeted Somalia immigrants for alleged fraud. But the woman who was charged with orchestrating all of it is a white woman. You're talking about the protests that was in the church. Yeah. As a matter of fact, my understanding is there were many Caucasian participants in the protest. I think there are other arrests right now. Do you know about that? Seems like I heard 3 or 4. Let's see. 3 arrests made in anti-ICE protests at Minnesota church. Yeah, let's see. I think Pam Bondi and so I'm looking at PBS, maybe just a little bit more believable here. 20 hours ago, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the arrest of Nikema Levy Armstrong in a post. Protesters entered the church. Let's see, 3 involved. Yeah, 3 involved have been arrested. Oops. Let's see. Yeah. So she, of course, we talked about her, civil rights attorney, and at least 2 other people involved in the anti-immigration enforcement protests. Yep. J.D. Vance, vice president, he arrived in the state. He's already spoken. The Justice Department quickly opened a civil rights investigation. And we see what happened so far. It's City Church, or City's Church is the name of the church, belongs to the Southern Baptist Convention, and lists one of its pastors as David Easterwood, who leads the local ICE field office. Well, in general, it's not unusual for a pastor to work outside of the church. That's one thing. But this is what they are saying. The U.S. Department of Justice acted decisively by arresting those who coordinated and carried out the terrible crime. Vance is threatening the protesters with prison terms, including, Levy Armstrong. You cannot lead a congregation while directing an agency whose actions have cost lives and inflicted fear in our communities, she said on Tuesday. When officials protect armed agents repeatedly refuse meaningful investigation into killings like Renee Goods and Signal, they may pursue peaceful protesters and journalists. That is not justice, it is intimidation. Yeah. So, sure, we are going to hear quite a bit of what's going on. Religious hypocrites, the Bible says, tells us, love thy neighbor as thyself, why people are turning away from church. The Trump DOJ has lost case after case after case because their best prosecutors have either quit or been fired. Most are only hacks, you say. Yeah. By Sunday, there will probably be a lot of news. Yeah, because, today and tomorrow, protests, they don't care how cold it is. People who live in Minnesota, they are used to freezing temperatures. Yeah, they'll just bundle up and protest. Yeah. And probably by the weekend, Miss Armstrong will be out of jail. Yeah. But I don't know. All right. I've been on for 107. Anything else? It's 12:14. Came on early and tried to squeeze in as much as possible. You can email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. Let's see. Let me look at my... Okay, so we are still live. Just want to make sure. All right. The wind chill here where you are, -14 today. It is not fun taking the pupper out. I know. And mine, his chest was, as he's walking through the snow. And we ran across a bunch of deer. They're just all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. And to see him covered in all the snow is cute. Yeah. But it's cold. It's like, please hurry. Please. Please do your business. It's like I could have put a diaper on him and because he's so tiny. Well, medium tiny, about 18 pounds. Yeah. All right. Anything else? I was looking for my Duckery Friday music. Yeah. wherever it is. And maybe we will come on. I keep saying D for Daniel. Yeah, keep your bear phones on, and on your way out, yeah, give us a thumbs up if you liked. But now it's time to say goodbye. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Yeah, hope you can join me later when I come back. What is this? Your dog has tons of fur, so he doesn't care if you're freezing. Do you put a coat on him? You know, like one of those little. My dog has fur too, but you know, the little pads on little paws. Yeah, they like the snow. And definitely, if you had a snow dog like the Huskies, I think those dogs are so beautiful. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for me. Where's my song? My favorite. That's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Have a great afternoon.
She's fun, unapologetic and wild. Oh, she's loud in bed or nuts, always crazy about guys. 사람들은 모두 그녀를 몰라, and that is fine. She doesn't mind. Get to know her, babe, then you can hate. Her dress is tight, fits just right. She's so fierce with her style. She talks that talk and walks that walk. In her high heels with pride. 손가락질 받는 게 익숙한 girl. 예쁜 여자, 쉬운 여자. Get to know her, babe. 깜짝 놀랄 걸. Yeah. Samantha, Samantha. 그녀가 정말 원하는 건 Samantha, Samantha. Just to be loved, loved, loved. That is all, is all. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워. 사랑한다고 말하긴 참 어려워. Samantha, Samantha. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. 급사랑에 푹 빠져버린 것 같아. Blue eyes, yeah. Hang on, honey, there's more. I love you, but I love me more. Oh, that's what she said once. Oh, she's raw, whiskey는 어디로 튈지 몰라. 사람들은 그녀가 모습만 봐, and that's fine. She doesn't mind. Get to know her, babe, then you can hate. Oh, can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you can't help it but fall in love. The moment she makes you shine. Samantha, Samantha. 내가 정말 원하는 건 Samantha, Samantha. Just to be loved, loved, loved. That is all, is all. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워. 사랑한다고 말하긴 참 어려워. Samantha, Samantha. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. Can't help it but fall in love. Can't help it but fall in love. Can't help it but fall in love. 눈물마저 사랑스러워. 사실은 다시 다칠까봐 두려워. 사랑이라면 다친데도 괜찮아. Samantha, Samantha. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after all. She's got a sweet, sweet heart after